You know, there's a way for those dealing with Parkinson's disease to fight back against the disease, and literally fighting, well, sort of, in a gym. That's where we are today, Rock Steady Boxing, here as part of SAAD Healthcare in D'Iberville. Chris Addison, how are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing great. Fighting Parkinson's one punch at a time.
That's what we're doing.
That's what you're doing.
Good. Full extension.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you know, you'll see some of the footage during the segment here today. Tell us a little bit of the story behind Rock Steady.
Well, I can tell you the story. The story is the founder, Scott C. Newman. He was actually the prosecutor of Marion County in Indiana, not Mississippi, but in Indiana. And what happened was he was diagnosed with YOPD, or what they call young onset Parkinson's disease, which means he got it before the age of 50. Early onset Parkinson's, young onset Parkinson's disease, same thing. It just means you got diagnosed before 50. After 50 is just called Parkinson's disease. So when he came down with it, he went to his friend who was named Vince Perez. He was a Golden Glove boxer at the time, or was retired. Mm-hmm. When he went to him, he said, "Hey, you know, I need help. I've developed Parkinson's disease, and my doctor said the best way to do this is through exercise. I know you're a Golden Glove boxer. Can you just, you know, get me to exercise?" And then Vince Perez said, "You know what? I'm going to attack this at this neurological points." His exercise curriculum that he invented for Mr. Scott, in order to fight back against Parkinson's disease, became merited through a lot of medical research. And that's how Scott said, "You know what? I need to take this nationally. I need to not only help myself, but I need to help others in this world." So what he did was he went to Christy Rose Fulmer. Very, very well-known women's boxer. She was a world champion. She had 2 losses in her time, 16-2 world record. One of her only losses is one of the best boxing matches in a women's world matchup that you could ever see. It was against Mary McGee. Look it up one time. Amazing woman. I met her at a coaches conference in Phoenix, and she became the program director. Scott was just the founder. You know, he was the visionary behind all this, but he said, you know, I have PD. I can only do so much. I need you in order to get our name out there. I need you to make this program happen. Christy went back, thought about it, and said, "You know what, I want to do it too." They created the headquarters in Indianapolis right there, and that's Scott's dream, you know. 2-story, amazing gym, amazing people in that gym. And Christy Rose Fulmer, an amazing woman. I met her, like I said, amazing woman, but she was the one who started all this with Scott and said, "You know what, we need to make this outside of Indianapolis. We need to grow this even further." 800 affiliates worldwide today. We have one in Japan, we have one in China, we have one in Israel. Now there's only 2 in the state here in Mississippi.
9, last one.
Greenwood, Mississippi is the only other one place. They just opened, I think, about a month, maybe 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. We've been open since March, and we were the first one, and I was so happy in order to start this down here with SAAD Healthcare at D'Iberville. I couldn't be more proud to do it.
Well, I know that SAAD Healthcare is happy to have you here, and you know, this is actually it's a gym.
Yes, definitely.
But what you do is, I mean, you're not doing push-ups or sit-ups or lifting weights or things like that. It's all the forms of boxing.
Yes, we take boxing drills and we adapt that into like I said, the neurological points of the Parkinson's disease. And, you know, Christy Rose Fulmer and Vince Perez were mainly the ones who, you know, came up with that first sort of curriculum. Vince just for Scott mainly. Christy was like, I need to make this at various levels, you know, because you got Parkinson's disease who some people just got diagnosed in the last 6 months. You got some people who have been diagnosed for 10 years. You got some symptoms that are worse than some people. Some people use walkers. Some people are in wheelchairs. Some people still go to their daily jobs.
Okay, you brought up something good about that. Some people in wheelchairs. Now, all the ones that we're seeing here today, none of them are in wheelchairs. Does the program fit? I mean, someone in a wheelchair with Parkinson's?
I've had people in walkers come through. I have one of my most fierce ladies. She's in a wheelchair. Her name's Miss Kathy Comstock. Great lady, warrior. She comes in here and she goes after it every day. Sits down in that wheelchair. We'll get her up out of her wheelchair. We'll get her to do toe taps, things that everybody else are doing that's not in the wheelchair. We'll still assist her. That's the greatest thing about this exercise program is that not only can I progress a workout to make it harder for someone who needs that kind of benefits, but I can also modify this to make it to where if you have that sort of symptom where it's kind of hard for you to do, I'll modify it to where we're still working that same muscle and it's still helping you and still getting the benefits.
Well, I want to talk to one of your gym rats here,
one of
your boxers here,
that's
and see how it's worked with her. Miss Sandra, you have Parkinson's.
I do.
How did it change your life, and what made you come to Rock Steady?
Well, I tell you, when I was first diagnosed, it was in 2011, and it changed the way that I was approaching going out and about and do things, because I got real embarrassed about the fact that I shook, and I felt like people were always looking at me, so it kind of made me
Self-conscious.
really, really self-conscious. And one day my doctor called and told me that he'd heard about rock steady boxing, and he thought I should take advantage of it. And so what I did was I said, well, let me check into it. So I came out and I looked at the class, I watched the workout, and I thought, you know, this is a great idea. So I've joined Rocksteady. It's probably been about five months. That it has improved me tremendously with my upper and lower strength. Because I used to catch myself falling and tripping and dragging my leg. And so with this here, it teaches you to pick your legs up, pick your feet up, raise them up high. To keep from falling. It also helped me build my upper strength, because my upper body, I'd drop things.
Right.
I'd walk with things in my hand, I'd look up and it's laying on the floor.
Wow.
So this helped me build my muscles and my strength back up. It also gave me some more confidence.
A lot more self-confidence.
Yeah, it did, because...
I saw you on the bag a while ago.
well...
You did
I'm
good.
not no comment. No comment about that.
And you would recommend this to anyone?
I would recommend. I'll tell you why. I tell them every week that I'm in here and I'm boxing, and I give over 100%, because I'm in a fight for my life.
Yeah.
And I'm in a fight for. They're also in the fight for their lives, and so we have to do this. I won't give up. Can't give up. Won't stop.
Don't stop.
So anybody
God
that
bless
would
you.
be interested in this, I would recommend it highly.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Man, isn't she great?
She is.
Now, I'll tell you, there's another program that we offer here at SAAD. It's called LSVT Big and Loud. The big is OTs and PTs come and they work on your mobility. Loud is where a speech pathologist comes in and it works on your voice. See, a lot of people don't know this, but with Parkinson's disease, the muscle that helps you project your voice and also swallow is the same thing with Parkinson's disease. It deteriorates, just like the other muscles do. So we have speech pathologists come in and help them as well. That's the same thing why I make them yell here at the Rocksteady while they're throwing their punches.
They definitely do that.
Oh yeah, they get
it
loud.
gets but they have, as you watch them, I mean, they're really supportive of each other.
Oh yeah, it's camaraderie up here. We're a family.
That
that's what we
definitely
are.
is.
We're the Rocksteady family.
I guess if anybody's wanting information, you can call the number on your screen. Matter of fact, you can text if you want to. You can text 228-300-8885. That's 228-300-8885. It's located here in Iberville on Iberville Drive. Right next to
Iberville Boulevard.
the Iberville
Yes,
Boulevard.
yes, sir.
The Iberville Boulevard, right next door to SAAD Healthcare.
Yes, sir.
Chris,
Great to see you, Mr.
You
Jim.
too.
You take it easy, all right?
great program. You want some more information? Get up here and get involved in Rocksteady Boxing.
1, 2, 3, Rocksteady!